So a lot of you guys already know Daniel Bryan's going to be away from WWE for a while due to a neck injury. Right now, we don't know how he sustained that neck injury. I think it might have been because of wear and tear. You know, he's been wrestling for a long time, and when you wrestle the way he does, it does put wear and tear on the body. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be just the neck, but other body parts as well. So I think it might have been just wear and tear after years of being in wrestling and stuff like that, which happens. So I think it's time for him to get some repairs done on his neck, which is going to have a surgery in Thursday, from what I've heard. Right now, the timetable is that people are hoping he'll return, depending on the severity. If it's a minor one, that he'll return in 6 to 8 weeks in time for Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. There is a big chance that he's probably not going to be at Payback, so don't hold your breath on that. But if he does, by some miracle, great. But right now, we don't know the severity, so we can't really say that this is definitely going to happen and stuff like that. So we'll find out after Thursday, after he has his surgery. But anyway, what I do want to talk about that I'm very deeply concerned right now, and no, it has nothing to do with if he's going to be stripped from the title, because I don't think that is very important, in my opinion. I don't think that's the most important thing in the WWE is him having the title and stuff like that. If he gets stripped, he gets stripped. You know what I mean? But anyway, one of my biggest concerns right now is the fact that he has a neck injury and that WWE knows about it. You know, of course they're going to know about it, and he's going into surgery and everything like that, and he made the announcement. But the biggest concern for me is that if this surgery is successful and that he's able to wrestle again, my concern is, will the WWE invest in him like they do right now before this injury? You know, and that's my biggest concern. Right now, in this day and age, WWE has been taking certain injuries very, very seriously. Mainly, you know, the concussions, the neck injuries, the knees, the back, and whatnot. They take those injuries very, very seriously now. Mainly is because every wrestler in that company is an investment to them, business-wise. Every one of those guys are investments to business. You know what I mean? They want to have someone who's is dependable to help, you know, garner, dare I say, money, because it's a business. Garner money, garner ratings and stuff like that, and even views and stuff like that, and especially with the WWE network, more subscribers to the network. You know, they want people who can actually do that. Why am I concerned about this now? Let me think of a few names who had injuries, who was supposed to be up there, but then got pushed off the mountain because of certain injuries, like concussions, like maybe Dolph Ziggler. As you remember, Dolph Ziggler finally won his second World Heavyweight Championship after holding the Money in the Bank for so long, and then finally cashed it in to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And then during his reign, he ended up with a bad concussion where he was actually out for about, I think, more than a month. And then when he came back to defend that title against Alberto Del Rio, all of a sudden he was dropped from the belt. He had to drop the belt to him, and then he's in mid-card hell right now. You know, that's what my concern is for Daniel Bryan. Now, I know a lot of people may say, well, what about guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin? You know, he had neck injuries. He was away for neck surgeries a couple of times, and he comes back and he was still the top guy. But like I said, you know, you have to remember, back in the days, it's not as they didn't take these injuries as seriously as they do now. I mean, think about the fact that they're banning chair shots to the head. They're banning certain moves that deals with the neck. They even banned the pile driver because it might be a career-ending situation if it's done wrong. You know what I mean? Back in the day, they didn't really care much about that. You know what I mean? They do care if they have the neck injury, but it's not as, you know, important as to them now. You know what I mean? And I think that's what WWE is concerned about with Daniel. I think they might be concerned about with Daniel Bryan. Now that he has a neck injury, will he end up like Stone Cold Steve Austin, where he had to abruptly end his career? Or Edge is a perfect example. Had neck injuries, had surgeries and stuff like that, and then turns out that he had to retire abruptly while he was the World Heavyweight Champion at the time. Had to retire from wrestling. You know, and like I said, I don't fault WWE for doing that, because they've had situations where they were trying to push some person out to be the top guy. Like, for example, Mr. Kennedy, who was about to be the top guy, and then every time he was trying to be the top guy, they were really pushing him. All of a sudden, something bad happens, like an injury or something like that. And that's what I'm afraid for Daniel Bryan, that he's going to be, when he comes back, they're just going to make him into a mid-carder. He's going to be a mid-card hell. They're not going to invest in him like they do now. And, you know, I think it's going to screw up his career. And I know that the YWC and IWC is going to be so pissed off if they do that. So I really hope that WWE doesn't make that decision. You know, but again, it all depends on how severe his injury is. So we will know by Thursday, after Thursday and whatnot. And also Monday they made the announcement that they're gonna address what's gonna happen with the WWE title. But anyway, what do you guys think? Do you feel the same way I do? Do you have the same concerns that I do for Daniel Bryan, or do you think Daniel Bryan's career is gonna be just fine? Leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and we'll see you close from there. Alright guys, take care.